NTTV Nightly News.
As President Trump prepares to address the nation on Iran, we take a closer look at how rising gas prices are affecting all of us.
Students at the University of North Texas say they're facing discrimination for their religious expression. Hear more ahead.
It's no April Fool's joke. Hear how some major food brands are dealing with major thefts today. Good evening. Thank you for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Alexandria Teeters.
And I'm Edison Stewart. North Texas is bracing for 2 waves of severe storms heading this way, beginning with a line of storms expected to move in later tonight.
We'll be watching for large hail and damaging winds in a few hours, and there is the potential for more bad weather heading into the holiday weekend. Let's get a first look at our forecast with weather anchor Emily Rice. Emily?
Thanks, Alexandria. As we prepare for those severe thunderstorms heading our way, the sun is still shining for now with some cloudy weather. Current conditions are showing temperatures at 86 degrees, feeling slightly warmer at 87 with a whopping 20-mile-per-hour wind speed. As we head into tonight, that's when we're expecting those severe thunderstorms with temperatures dropping to 74 degrees, feeling again slightly warmer with 15-mile-per-hour winds. Tomorrow, we'll see that rise in temperature up to 82 degrees, feeling slightly warmer at 85 with a 19-mile-per-hour wind speed and some clouds. As we continue to monitor these incoming storms, my upcoming full forecast will show what we can expect later into the week. Back to you at the desk.
Well, thank you, Emily. It's an exciting day for astronomers because for the first time in over 50 years, NASA is sending astronauts back into space to circle the moon. This historic launch happened at 5:35 this afternoon, less than half an hour ago, with the Artemis II lifting off from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. On board is a crew of 3 Americans and 1 Canadian. Their goal is to travel farther into space than ever before. It's an idea that is a slingshot on a launch, sending the spacecraft up and around the moon. NASA is testing out a new spacecraft on this trip before it returns to Earth later this month after a 10-day lunar flyby mission. Artemis II is the first crewed mission of NASA's Artemis program and is the first time since 1972 that humans are going into deep space.
If you were born in the United States, the 14th Amendment to the Constitution guarantees your right as a citizen to this country. The Trump administration wants to change that, and today took the fight to the U.S. Supreme Court. The administration says the 14th Amendment was designed to give citizenship to children of freed slaves, not children born here whose parents were in the country illegally. President Trump was in the gallery for the administration's opening argument, which was a first in this country's history. But he left when the ACLU presented the opposing argument. Their attorney said changing this law would not only cause thousands of American babies to lose their citizenship, it would jeopardize the citizenship of millions of Americans in the future. While the Supreme Court did not rule on the matter today, court watchers agreed the judges seemed skeptical about the Trump administration's claims. After those arguments, the president headed back to the White House to prepare for tonight's primetime TV address from the Oval Office. He will reportedly announce the latest developments in the war with Iran. According to early accounts, Trump could say the Iranians have asked for a ceasefire, but according to reports out of Iran, they are claiming that is false. The president is also expected to discuss rising gas prices and the growing damage to the U.S. economy as a result of the war. However, the exact focus of tonight's 8 p.m. address is still unknown.
But while America waits to see what the president has to say, the war continues to impact Americans at the gas pump and beyond. NTTV's Ian Cropper is live at the Environmental Sciences Building with more on the effects of rising gas prices. Ian?
Thanks, guys. It's easy to see the price of gas as just a number on a road sign, but it affects so much more than our daily commutes. Cars, trucks, planes, ships, power grids, and so much more all rely on fossil fuels. And while we've spent decades investing in green alternatives, for the time being, there's no real alternative for hydrocarbons. It's getting more expensive to move things from point A to point B, and across America, that's having massive ramifications. On America's farms, farmers are struggling to put diesel in their trucks. On America's streets, drivers for platforms like Uber and Lyft are being pushed to the brink as high fuel costs make it harder to turn a profit. And at America's airports, fewer spring breakers are showing up this year as budget-conscious travelers are rearranging or canceling plans. To be fair, gas prices aren't the sole source of frustrations in these areas. Farmers are also impacted by tariffs and high fertilizer costs. Rideshare drivers can struggle to turn profits even in ideal circumstances, and even wealthier air travelers are having to endure long security lines amidst the ongoing DHS shutdown. But as the Iran war continues, gas prices will continue to aggravate all these issues. How long this will all last remains to be seen, but earlier today, stocks surged and oil prices dipped slightly on investor optimism that the war will be ending soon. Whether that optimism is justified remains to be seen, but it should provide some relief for Americans, albeit temporarily. From NTTV News, I'm Ian Cropper. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Ian. Today marks the first day of new statewide rules regarding smokable hemp and restrictions on SNAP benefits. Stores across Texas are no longer allowed to sell natural hemp products, but foods and drinks containing THC can still be sold. Texans will not be penalized for possessing any natural hemp products. And as for SNAP benefits, Texans who utilize food stamps are not allowed to use them to purchase beverages sweetened with 5 grams or more of added sugar or any artificial sweeteners, along with candy, gum, taffy, and candied raisins and nuts. We have followed these changes for the past couple of weeks, but today is when they officially took effect.
While Texans adjust to the new laws, some state lawmakers about the Lone Star State is getting even bigger. The Speaker of the Texas House ordered a study to look at possibly annexing counties in New Mexico that share a border with our state. Texas Republicans argue they would be better at representing that area, which is known for energy production. New Mexico state government is controlled by Democrats. They call this Texas proposal ridiculous and divisive. Even if Texas lawmakers approved annexation, Congress would still need to sign off for it to take effect.
While Texas merging with New Mexico, I wonder what effects that might have on our state.
Me too, Edison, but I do know that allergy season is affecting everybody in the country, especially with the new COVID variant lurking. More on that after the break.
And hear about how Muslim students on campus are fighting for their expression and respect. Stay tuned.
Good evening, my name is Amanda Hasbell and I'm joining you here today in the Union Parking Garage. Today we're going to be going over how to drive safely in the parking garage. Let's go see. Oh my god, this girl just got hit by a car. Let's go see what happened. Ma'am, are you okay?
Did you see that lady hit me with a car?
Yeah, we did. I got it all on video.
Oh my god.
Let's go over here and talk about how we can prevent that.
Yeah, not the hospital.
Well, right now we're going to ask you a couple questions on how we can drive safely in the parking lot. What are ways that we can be aware of our surroundings?
Oh, we can look both ways.
Jenna, also, how about putting the distractions away?
Yes, just like our phones, turning our music down, and also not focusing on our passengers.
Where can you get information on how to get a parking pass?
Transportation.unt.edu.
If you park in a garage, make sure you pay on the app or look for further instructions on how you should pay.
And remember, no pass, no park. Let's all try to keep our mean green community safe.
Remember, we're all in this together.
Drive safe.
A social media post targeting a student organization at the University of North Texas is sparking concern among students about religious expression on campus. Some students even say the controversy is impacting how comfortable they feel expressing their faith through what they wear. A post circulating on social media is drawing attention to the Muslim Student Association at the University of North Texas. Political commentator Carlos Tercios shared an image of the Muslim Student Association's leadership board, criticizing the group and accusing it of, quote, creating their segregated associations and pushing left-wing and Islamic propaganda. The Muslim Student Association is one of more than 450 registered student organizations on campus, hosting events and gatherings for Muslim students. The university also recognizes 37 religious and spiritual groups representing a wide range of beliefs. According to Graduate Student Council President Bhavya Kaniadra, all student organizations are required to follow the same university policies.
At the very end of the day, we always have a student organization policy, which all the student organizations have to follow according to our university, and our university will never let anyone do which should not happen.
And while the Muslim Student Association chose not to comment on the issue, they did respond through Instagram messages that if people wanted to, they can just check out their page and see who they are and what they do. However, some students say the language used in the post highlights a deeper concern, whether they feel comfortable wearing visible expressions of their faith on campus.
This past Ramadan was kind of hard for me because I didn't feel like that comfortable wearing my religious garments, like my headpiece or like my thobe, because I felt like I was gonna get judged and got funny looks. A lot of students in the Muslim Association do actively wear their religious garments, and I'm very proud of them for that. But they also have a sense of unity together. So the fact that there's someone trying to break up that unity that they've built through the association is really upsetting.
The controversy comes amid broader discussions on Texas campuses about religious expression and whether students feel safe and accepted wearing clothing that reflects their faith. As of right now, officials at the University of North Texas have not publicly responded to the post. Reporting in Denton, Texas, I'm Edison Stewart.
Some students say the situation is sparking larger conversations about belonging, identity, and respect on campus. For now, many hope those conversations lead to greater understanding.
If you have a smartphone, be prepared to hear lots of alerts tomorrow. The Texas Division of Emergency Management will hold a statewide test of local alerting systems to make sure that they are effective. The test is part of the state's commitments to help Texas communities prepare for, respond to, and recover from disasters and emergencies. That means you may receive multiple alerts tomorrow, but don't worry, they won't be for real emergencies. This test is similar to the monthly Eagle Alert test here on campus. Those will also happen tomorrow.
Wow. Well, portions of DFW are currently under levels 1, 2, and 3 risk of severe storms. The main threat being large hail and wind.
These storms will fire up likely by 9 or 10 p.m. tonight, and this line will gradually weaken as it moves east towards the Metroplex. Emily Rice is in studio for your full forecast. Emily?
Thanks, guys. Well, you know what they say, April showers bring May flowers. Thankfully, these incoming showers may bring those flowers by Easter Sunday. Across North Texas, we're expecting cooler temperatures up here in the northern areas, with it getting gradually warmer as we head down south into Fort Worth, Dallas, and Stephenville. Across the state, we are expecting that similar trend, with it being much cooler up in Amarillo and Oklahoma City, getting way warmer as we head over to Denton, Abilene, and southern cities like Austin and Houston. As we head into the rest of the week, we are expecting temperatures to gradually drop into the weekend, with Saturday hitting a high of 67 degrees, then gradually getting warmer as we head into Easter Sunday and the rest of the week. We're expecting those thunderstorms that we stated earlier to begin tonight at 1 a.m. And then picking back up again on Friday and Saturday with some morning showers. If you're in the DFW area, make sure you continue to monitor the weather conditions around you and are taking the right protocols to stay safe going into the weekend. That's all from me. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Emily. Almost 6 years after the pandemic, a new variant of COVID-19 nicknamed cicada is starting to spread. This strain was first identified in November of 2024 and has spread to 23 countries along with 25 states as of February. The highly mutated variant is a member of the Omicron family, and despite containing 70 to 75 mutations, this variant has shown no evidence to be more dangerous or contagious than your typical COVID-19 symptoms. The CDC is watching this variant and says it's important to get the current COVID vaccine, especially if you are ages 65 and older, never received a COVID vaccine, or if you are at high risk of severe illness from COVID. Another risk for illness that you should be aware about is ticks. Last May, there was a 30% risk in tick-borne illnesses, and this is due to a warming climate and the population of ticks expanding. Use bug spray and wear permethrin-treated clothing, and make sure to do body checks and take a hot shower after being outside. Any ticks that haven't attached are easy to remove, but any that you find should be carefully removed, put into bags to be placed in the freezer in order to kill them. Symptoms of tick-borne illnesses can include fever, chills, headache, fatigue, muscle and joint aches, and swollen lymph nodes. There's also a risk of Lyme disease that looks like a target or bullseye-shaped rash.
One of the greatest things about Texans, and especially the North Texas, being green is their generosity, and it comes through each year for the annual Giving Day event. NGTV's Nash Lowry is live with more on this great event. Nash.
Thank you guys very much. My name is Nash Lowry, and I am here with Mr. Daquan Allen. He is the Assistant Director of Digital Philanthropy at UNT Day of Giving. Thank you very much for meeting with me, Daquan. I understand that this is your 4th Day of Giving in your time here. Tell me a little bit about the event. Tell me as if I don't know.
Yeah, so Day of Giving is a time where anybody who, has $2 can give to the university to anywhere on campus that means the most to them. We have multiple funds that are priorities for the university, but you can select other on the giving page and type in a fund that means the most to you. So we have scholarships, programmatic support, etc., where philanthropy can be, shown to the whole world.
And talking with you before the interview, you told me that this past year was a great year for Day of Giving. It was the most amount of money that y'all had raised in a single year of going while you've been here. However, there are some difficult situations happening throughout the world, not just politically, but economically. People are a little bit short on money. How is that? How are y'all working around that through this event with higher gas prices and et cetera?
Yeah, so with that, we're trying to make sure that we take that into consideration when we're doing any type of outreach and letting people know that a gift of any size still impacts students. I was just talking to a student the other day where 50% of their budget for their first electric car came from Day of Giving. And so we want to make sure that that impact is seen through our communications, but then also knowing that no matter the size of the gift you make, it still makes an impact on student success here at the university.
That's very insightful. All right, let's cheer it up just a little bit. I understand that there's a few different goals going on. You have a Dare with the Dean, but tell me about what's happening on April 28th at Eastside.
There's a 10% give back night, and so you guys can come to Eastside and thank you all for, paying attention and watching this. But, Day of Giving is going on right now until April 28th, and you guys can give back now or come to the celebration and give back then.
Thank you, Mr. Allen, for joining with me this evening. You can donate to Day of Giving at givingday.unt.edu. My name is Nash Lowry. Thank you, guys, and back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Nash. Well, I hope this year's Giving Day is just as successful as last year. Don't you, Alex?
I mean, honestly, I hope it's more successful. And some of my courses could definitely use some support. When we come back, find out how you can get some free coffee, plus how some other people got their hands on free food.
And hear about a fun event happening tonight that'll get you onto the dance floor on wheels. Stay tuned.
Craving something fresh, flavorful, and made just for you? Look no further than Avesta, your go-to destination for a delicious, full-service dining experience. Dive into our customizable omelets, expertly crafted by our talented cook Jonathan, who guarantees every bite is perfection. All our dishes are handmade, prepared with only the freshest ingredients. Explore our assembly line where you can choose from any of our globally inspired dishes or customize your plate. It's that easy. And let's not forget dessert. Indulge your sweet tooth with treats from Clark Bakery. With convenient payment methods including card or flex, it's the perfect dining spot for any occasion. Quench your thirst with our wide selection of drinks. Just hand your drinking card to our friendly waiter, and they'll bring your beverage of choice right to your table. When you're done savoring every last bite, our attentive staff will whisk away your tray. Enjoy the peaceful ambiance as you dine in, or use our takeout option for a meal on the go. Avesta.
Stolen candy, stolen beer, and free coffee that makes you feel like you're stealing. NTTV segment anchor Yadira Ovaye is here with more on food and drinks that have been disappearing. Yadira?
Thanks, Alexandria. F1 and KitKat came together to make race car-shaped candy. They look really cool, and I kind of want to grab one for myself, but it looks like someone beat me to it. Last week, more than 400,000 KitKats were stolen off of a truck leaving an Italian production site. Today, we learned KitKat is not going to let this go. The company announced it has launched a KitKat tracker where you can insert the serial number to see if your KitKat is one of the many that were stolen. Since this has happened, police have been working hard to find the person responsible for stealing a truck full of happiness. Well, it seems the KitKat trucks are not the only trucks getting stolen. In Evansville, Indiana, a man was allegedly drunk when he took off in a vehicle containing Bud Light. A deputy was quick to respond, and his body cam recorded video of him laying out stop sticks. But the suspect decided crashing into the cop car was better than running into those. The man did not want to leave the truck, which resulted in officers firing pepper bullets at him. He eventually got out and was quickly handcuffed. Now, after all these thefts, Dunkin' Donuts has a coffee that may make you feel like you're doing something wrong. It is not a joke that Dunkin' is offering 1,000,001 free coffees. You have to download the Dunkin' app and enter the promo code, still not a joke, to redeem your free drink. This does exclude extra large and cold brew coffees. I might go get some myself later. It's never too late to get coffee, especially if it's free. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Yadira. Free coffee sounds great, but I feel like that's just not enough to keep me awake these days. Luckily, our segment anchor, Julianne Wynn, is here with another way to keep energized in this week's Eye of the Eagle. Julianne?
Thanks, Edison. As a college student, bedtime is really more of a suggestion than a hard rule. But if you're up late and looking for something to keep you awake, consider popping into the Latin Jazz Lab in the Syndicate for some lively late-night tunes. The ensemble performs. Louis Armstrong once said, "If you have to ask what jazz is, you'll never know." But today, I broke that rule and spoke to some of the brightest minds in the College of Music, the students of the Latin Jazz Lab. Latin jazz is a musical fusion between the Latin American rhythmic expressions and the American jazz compositional and improvisational forms.
Well, something that's a feature of a lot of my arrangements are an emphasis on collective improvisation. Jazz is essentially an improvisational music, and I like to highlight or give opportunities through my arrangements for the students to have their own character, bring their own input, and I think you'll hear that in the ensemble every single time they're played. No one performance is exactly like another.
This unique blend of culture leads to not only something groovy and spirited, it also dates back to a very rich and complex history.
Co-development of music as Cuban folkloric styles were influenced by American jazz and like the big band swing era in the 1920s. American music and Cuban music really influenced each other together and grew in the last 100 years. And so both musics revolve around like a feeling of energy, and they're for making people dance and like party and have fun. But they're also heavily improvisatory, and there's a whole idiomatic language to them. And each player really brings individuality to the table while contributing to the history of the art form.
The students don't just dedicate themselves to the music and the history, they also dedicate themselves to each other.
Every time I walk into rehearsal this semester, I always want to learn.
It's absolutely a joy to work with them and work with the Professor Oponte. And he's really so welcoming.
During the performance, the spotlight is definitely on the students, but every circus needs a ringleader.
Then to realize and to understand, because it also shows the Latino culture being part of the development of jazz itself. Jazz is truly the American music expression.
Every year, over 700 musical events are held at UNT. But
if you want jazz, you got it right here in the Syndicate.
The Latin Jazz Ensemble performs at 9 p.m. every Tuesday, and if you can't make it, they have some recordings found at recording.music.unt.edu. But trust me, you don't want to miss it. Back to you two at the desk.
Thanks, Julianne. Well, some UNT students are trading sneakers for skates tonight.
A disco-themed skate night has arrived on campus that's bringing retro music and vibes. ANTTV's Marguerite Calkins is live at the Union with a look. Marguerite?
Thanks, Alexandria. Students at UNT are
hustling to the dance floor and they're getting ready to roll. The UPC is hosting a disco skate night here at the University Union, giving students a chance to lace up, hit the floor, and boogie. This event is free and it's from 6 to 9 tonight. This event is all about the nightlife. Organizers are thinking that this event is going to be big, anywhere from 100 to 500 students. That's all I have for you guys. While my fellow anchors are back at the studio, I'll be here enjoying the nightlife. With NTTV Nightly News, I'm Marguerite Calkins.
Thanks, Marguerite. Now, I may not be a talented skater, but that sure does look like a lot of fun.
I mean, Edison, even though you might not win any trophies for skating, the Texas Longhorns women could do that just soon. Our sports anchor, Jordan Lindsay, is here with more on that. Jordan?
Thanks, guys. Out of all of Texas, UT women's basketball is still standing, and the Rangers tried to keep their hot start going this afternoon. I'll have more after the break.
Has this ever happened to you?
My bike! My bike is gone!
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
The University of Texas women's basketball team is advancing to the Final Four after beating Michigan in the Elite Eight. In the Elite Eight, Texas beat the Wolverines by 36 points, only holding them to an average 21 points per half. The Longhorns faced the UCLA Bruins on Friday night in the Final Four. The Texas Rangers finished their series of 3 against the Baltimore Orioles. The Rangers took the first game 5-2 along with winning yesterday 8-5. But things took a quick turn today as Orioles turned things around and beat the Rangers 8-3. Texas will now play their next series of 3 against the Cincinnati Reds. The Dallas Mavericks lost to the Milwaukee Bucks last night 123-99. This is the Mavs' second straight loss, making them 13th in the Western Conference. Right now, the Mavs are officially out of the playoffs, making it their second straight missed playoff appearance. That's all I have for sports. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Jordan. So, Alexandria, have you fallen for any April Fool's Day pranks today?
I mean, I honestly didn't even realize it was April 1st until like a couple of hours ago, so I might have without even knowing it.
Well, some of those pranks are kind of mean, but this one is pretty adorable. A sheriff's department in North Dakota swapped out its canine officers for goats for the day. These are Nigerian dwarf goats. They are known for being friendly, but they seem to have a mind of their own.
Deputies say that means they would probably not be very good canine officers, so once April Fool's Day is over, the dogs are getting their jobs back.
I might just say that's a pretty bizarre trick. I can't imagine the training that these goats would have to go through.
I mean, I know. It makes me wonder if I could get my goldfish police trained.
Well, thank you for watching NTTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here on North Texas Television.